Is this on? Okay, we got wall shots, basic aerial control, air dribbles, double touches, and now we're going upside down. It's time for some ceiling shots. Another possible setup from the jab. So let's review the jab. If we jab it soft and forward, we can look for a double touch all day. If we jab it soft and outward or firm and outwards, we can look for an air dribble. And if we jab it high, we can look for a ceiling shot. So let's get into it. The ceiling shot can be used when we are coming off the wall, and it's a brilliant move to get a free flip. If you are new to the concept of maintaining your flip, basically anytime you leave a surface that all four wheels have been on without jumping, you keep your second flip, and this gives you options. So you would use this in a situation where the ball is high near the ceiling. Maybe you're going to receive a pass from your teammate and you want to drive up the wall and get onto the ceiling because the pass is coming high and you want to try and keep your flip. Maybe you're trying to clear the ball in defense, or maybe you're trying to put a shot on. I will just say, going off the ceiling as part of aerial defense is an extremely effective strategy and something we will look into more when we cover aerial defending. So for now, how do we do it? Well, guess what? The whole first two steps are the same as the air dribble and the double touch. The only difference here is you actually want to hit it slightly more vertical, so it rises more. We essentially want it to be as close to the ceiling as possible without touching. Then we have two choices. We either drive up and around to the ceiling, or we jump off the wall and boost towards the ceiling. For learning, if you're new, we're going to have a hard time being upside down, and we're going to have a hard time boosting to the ceiling, so let's just talk about the drive method, as this is easier. Okay, so with the drive method, we give it a jab upwards, then as soon as we touch it, aka as soon as we do the jab, we boost up onto the ceiling. And we got to be quick about this, because if we take too long to get up onto the wall, the ball will start dropping and it will be hard to catch up, or it could get challenged by an opponent easier. So we boost around until we are behind the hitbox of the ball, but on the ceiling. You're looking at approximately 1 to 3 car length, depending on how you've hit the ball. You may want to brake or slow down once you are in this position, depending on how close the ball is. Sometimes you don't need to, you can just keep your momentum and go down. Sometimes you might be closer to the ball, so you may need to tap the brake to drop down next to the ball. Then, now this is where it gets tricky. We want to push it down on the controller. This way our nose will face down, and here is where feel comes in. If you want to get down faster, pull back more to get your nose facing further down. If you don't need to go so far down, you don't have to pull so far back. And when we're doing this, we're going to obviously need to boost. There's no point changing where our nose face is. We've got to boost down. So if you need to get down faster, obviously put your nose facing down and then tap boost to just give yourself a quick acceleration on the drop if you need to. Now, remember in the wall shot video when I told you that when you dodge, your vertical displacement stops? Basically, you stop falling. And this is what makes the ceiling shot so powerful. If you dive slightly under the ball as it's falling and then execute a flip, your car will freeze and fly forward. And this with practice can allow you to get underneath the ball and dig it up, making it extremely hard to read and save. However, it is important to understand the nose position. If your car's nose is leaning further back than straight down, or exactly straight down, the front flip will not push you forward, it will just freeze you. So remember, before you execute the front flip, have a slight forward lean on the nose towards the ball. So to recap, jab the ball. As soon as you jab the ball, boost up onto the ceiling, brake behind the ball, fall down, pull down on the joystick to get the nose facing down, and then boost if you need to get under the ball, push up to get the correct angle, and then up and dodge to do a front flip and get under the ball. The second method is only slightly different after or on the jab. So this time we jab it and then we jump and boost to the ceiling. To do this, once we begin flying from the wall, we need to air roll away. So before, when looking at the air dribble and the double touch, we would actually air roll towards the ball. This time we want to air roll the opposite way. So if you take off on the left hand side, we want to air roll to the right, just a tad, and then pull back on the controller, and this way we will land on our wheels. After a while, you can actually do these two moves together, so simultaneously as you jab the ball, you'll already be jumping up onto the ceiling. The rest of the move is the same. However, when going to the ceiling like this, pressing drift on impact can help you prevent your car getting stuck at an awkward angle. So now a few tips on striking the ball. If we stay upside down, as you have seen, when you front flip you can get under the ball and give it lift. However, when learning it can be difficult to do that. So some people prefer air rolling to face the ball. When you do this, it's extremely difficult to get under the ball. Actually, it's almost impossible really, especially to actually pull it off in a game. So when you do face the ball, just be aware that you can really only push the ball forward or down from where it is. Another quick tip is not forcing yourself to hold the flip. In some situations, you will struggle to catch up to the ball. This could be because it bounced off the ceiling, or maybe you slightly mishit it. Or maybe you have low boost. So in these situations, you can just jump straight off the ceiling to get yourself downwards as fast as possible. Obviously, it goes without saying, if you do jump off the ceiling, you have 1.5 seconds to use your flip. This is something you may want to do fast. In some scenarios, you may still not be able to catch the ball even if you jump off the ceiling. And in these situations, you want to double jump off the ceiling and try and keep a block behind the ball. Again, as I always say, it's situational, but let's at least get solid at these fundamentals so we do have the ability to mix it up. And speaking of mixing up, we can now see how the jab aerial offense is starting to link. From what we've learned so far, we know we can air dribble and double touch, and air dribble into a double touch. Well, guess what? The ceiling shot can be linked with the air dribble and the double touch also. More on that in the future. Let's get these ceiling shots down. And here we go, the link will be, of course, in the description below. The emerald belt, let's get into it. Soft tap into the middle, off the ceiling, and a front flip. You can do all sorts of flips here. I'm doing a front flip just because we're learning the fundamentals. We're making it easy, baby. But if you wanted to learn a side flip, you can do different things. But I just want to show you how simple you can make these movements. I'm not even going to jump off the ceiling. We're just going to go straight up and into it. So we tap, go onto the ceiling. I want to get opposite to the ball. Just like everything we've done, we always get opposite to where we want the ball to go. So our car, the ball is in the middle, and our car is right opposite the net to shoot to where we want to go. If we get under the ball more and we front flip, we can dig it and lift it up a bit. And if we're more forward, facing to the ball, more straight onto the ball, we'll give more of a push to it. So it's different things, different weapons in different situations. If you're trying to learn it, you can slow these videos down. YouTube has that thing, you can make it 0.5 times as fast or 0.25 times as fast, and that is why I've put the controller overlay in the bottom left corner, just in case you want to figure it out. But do be warned, if you are using the controller overlay, use it as a reference guide, not so much as a timing guide, because everything's different, and if you're on console, you will need to go earlier because you're going to have some input delay. And then the last one, we're going to set it up ourselves just to make it realistic and just get it on target. That is it. That's all you got to do. The emerald belt, put it in the Discord. Show that you've done the training back 100% and you will get the emerald belt. We're getting close to the end now, guys. I'm so excited. Great feedback. Thank you so much for the positive words. As always, have a nice life and peace. Peace!